It is morning, a time when the world cleanses itself and begins anew. When spirits have cleansed themselves, ready to start a new day. It is morning. The stirring of life, the sound of breakfast in the making. How many times has this occurred? My ancestors, their forefathers, they may have stood in this very place where I stand, but ever so long ago. The sound of a child crying in the early morning hours. The sound of a man chopping wood, smoke curling from the fireplace. It is morning. Laid it on the line just one more time. It ain't easy to love someone like you. I need you in my life and not just with me, to color all the rainbows that I see. Day.
I'd never seen before. For the first time I saw who I was. Take a little time to know me, lady, I'm the one who said he'd love you till the morning comes. And you know the morning always brings a brand new day. We know the times get hard and it's not easy to push aside the troubles and move along. It's times like these we need to hold each other and slowly watch the troubles fade away. Take a little time to know me, lady, I'm the one who said he'd love you till the morning comes. And you know the morning always brings a brand new day. The morning always brings a brand new day. The child is only 10 years old, but she can see the truth. The hurt that's deep within her mind, the pain within her youth. As other children play, she stays at home. There's children to feed because her parents are never home. She looks up to the stars at night and swears to herself, I'll never let my children starve or leave them by themselves. She holds her sister close and goes to sleep. She's grown into a woman without a chance to play with friends and dolls and pretty things that make a child a day, and she dreams. High upon a mountain top where the wind can blow tears from your eyes, there's a place where you can go and watch the eagles up on high, watch the clouds blow on by and touch the face of God and catch the Spirit, and catch the Spirit, catch the Spirit. So if your life is tangled and you really can't understand the reason you're existing here upon this sacred land, just think of the children and how they yearn to play and catch the Spirit, and catch the Spirit, and catch the Spirit. High upon a mountain top where the wind can blow tears from you. Eastern Arizona had tried to win the all-around and failed. Some say it's because that you never stayed with me. Hey, now here I go down the road again. Reckless and kinda crazy, I'm heading down the road alone, filled with one-night stands and broken dreams. The nights they come and go, and I'm still here alone. Oh, now here I go down the road again.
Whoever wrote that line, they didn't know the half of it, especially going down the road again with someone like you. If only your love for me was as strong as your will to try, your crazy rodeos. I do think of you often, your smile, laughter, times you got jealous. I do miss you. Good luck.
Just a rodeo cowboy from Eastern Arizona had tried to win the all-around and failed. Some say it's because that you never stayed with me. Now here I go down the road again. Now here I go down the road again. I was sitting outside of my house over in eastern Navajo, just kicking back listening to KTNN on the radio. And all of a sudden I heard a strange noise out behind the house, you see. I went outside to see what was going on, and you won't believe what I saw. There were my boys and all of my nephews just roping on a roping dummy, wearing them Wranglers and those old beat-up Bailey hats. I said, "Come here, boys, and sit down a spell. I want to ask you a question or two." I said, "What do you want to be when you grow up?" Well, you won't believe what they said. I thought they'd say a doctor, a lawyer, or maybe even a councilman. Why, heck, who knows? Maybe even the chairman of the Navajo Nation. So you can imagine my surprise when they looked me square in the eyes. And they said, "Dad, don't you know we got our own heroes here on the Navajo Nation? I want to ride a bull like Stanley Young, or ride like Herm McRae. Throw a rope like Felix Gilbert and old James Begay. Ride the bears like T.J. Holgate from over in western Navajo. Ride the bulls like the Susan boys from down in Apache land." Yeah, that's what they said, all right. I couldn't believe my ears. They started naming off all of their heroes in the NNRCA. There were guys like in the bull riding, they had Frederick Snyder and John W. Jones and Julius Y. Begay and Daniel Mueller, Malcolm Ute, J.P. Paddock, and in the steer wrestling there was Hollis Jody and Donald Murphy, Lou Antone and Ed Holyon, and who can forget Jacob Antone. In the Bears there were Jerome Blackwater and Melvin Jones and Glenn Atakai, Harrison Curley and Benson Roan, and And who can forget the boys from back home? In the Saddle Bronx there was J.R. Hunt and Carlton Piochi and Jason Yazzie, Rome Wagner and Joe Lee and Dwayne Lafferty. So I guess it's true, there's a lot of heroes here on the Navajo Nation for all the little boys. But I was thinking, gee, it would be nice if my boy would be maybe a president. Yeah, president of a huge corporation. So when I retire, I won't have to figure how to support myself. They say that Chiji was born down on the old gray mountain. They said that he could ride a horse before he was even 3. Now people came from miles around to watch this man-boy wonder, break the horses and make them tame, and there was nothing he couldn't do. He stood tall and cool in the desert heat. With his 3-inch heels, he stood 5 feet, meaner than a boot full of barbed wire. At least that's what they say. Now, old Chiji was a man of a broken heart because he met a woman from K-Town. Little did he realize that on that fateful night, as he went out for a ride, he got on his best horse and he rode on down to the squaw dance down in the valley. And there it was, he met a girl named Sally. He had on his best hat, he had on his best boots, and his spurs were twinkling in the moonlight as he came down from the mountains. He rode his horse and he tied it up over by the sagebrush there. And it was there, my friend, that he saw that girl with the long black hair. He tried to be cool and he walked on down there by the old campfire. But he saw him and that's when she said, "Shh." That was all it took. He'd never felt this feeling that he had deep within his heart. Now Chiji was a man, they said, was tougher than a boot full of barbed wire. But on that night, in the moonlight, he lost his heart right there. His boot wire and all that stuff and all the legends that things are made of suddenly turned to butter as he looked at her and he said, "Will you marry me?" Well, she looked at him there on his knees and she sort of laughed a spell. She laughed out loud and all the people saw poor old Chiji. He got on his horse and feeling low and he rode back to the old gray mountains. And nobody knows where he went to. All they say is that late at night, when the moon is full, you can hear the coyotes howl on the gray mountain. Now legend goes that that same year there at the Gallup Intertribal Ceremonial, there was a stock contractor bragging about the worst horse he'd ever had. He said, "I'll give 10 grand to any man who can ride this horse called Dynamite." Little did they know that under the stands was a man selling fry bread. He took off his shawl and he looked to the sky and watched the buzzards there. He got on his horse and rode out over to the rodeo arena. He walked into the rodeo arena and he looked at the ladies fair. He tipped his hat and he winked his eyes and the ladies said, "Oh, Shahart." He said, "I'll try that horse, sir. Just lay that 10 grand there." So he got into the chutes and he put on his chaps and he stood on the railing there. He got on the horse and it all began just like a bomb that exploded. The dynamite went into the air and Chiji was right there. The horse strained and bucked and made all types of noises. But there on that fateful day, my friends, Dynamite was finally ridden. Now the legend goes that Chigi took off his hat and he threw it to the ladies. And he threw him a kiss, and he winked his eye, and he walked out to the north. Now nobody knows whatever happened to Chigi. All they know that he's gone. They say that when the moon is out, there on the old gray mountain, you can hear the coyotes howling, and you can hear the steeds and the legend of Chigi. This song is dedicated to all you people who just can't stay away from fried bread. When your Wranglers don't fit and your Levi's get too tight, and you long for the days when your Jordache fits so right, and you wake up in the morning, you're looking at 2 boiled eggs, and you know in the cupboard there's a big old can of Spam. Do you eat the eggs? Heck no, my friend. You drag out the Spam, throw it in the pan, cook it in butter with 2 eggs looking up. And you wake up in the morning, you look into that old mirror. You can thank the Lord that you can always say, I said thank God for polyester. I said thank God now for polyester. I said thank God now for polyester. 'Cause no matter what I eat, it just grows with me. Somewhere in TV land, a new Indian beat originates, and a song called Kalijah comes. But this is how the Indians would have sang that same song. Custer was a wooden white man standing by the door of the BI building over in Washington. Custer, indeed you were the man of the hour. Now you know what Indians mean when they say red power. Poor old Custer, he never had a chance. The whole Sioux nation, they sure made him dance. Ain't it any wonder that his face was white? Instead of women and children, the braves came out to fight. Then one day the Indians came and took him far away, placed him in an old museum the tourists had to pay. Indeed, you were the man of the hour. Now you know what Indians mean when they say red power. Poor old Custer, he never had a chance. The whole Sioux nation, they sure made him dance. Ain't it any wonder that his face was white? Instead of women and children, the braves came out to fight.
The sound was soothing. The soothsayer sat on a hill. The melody flowed with the stream down through our humble abode. The ladies searched the sky. The old men dreamed. Children stopped their play. They didn't recognize the sound. It came from a time too far distant, when triumphant warriors roamed the plains on their majestic steeds. The old men dreamed. A woman fair remembers a young love of long ago. He was strong with love for her. Her father had consented to give her leave. Alas,